The state is not something to be destroyed through revolution. It's a situation, a relationship between people and a form of human behavior. We destroy it by narrowing the relations that the state spreads and by behaving differently. Gustav Landauer. In Stadelheim prison in Munich, Germany, founded in 1894, May 2, 19, the prison was a central point for the proto-fascists who would later form the Nazi troops for decades. Fascists have murdered people in every country. Hundreds of intellectuals, activists, journalists, and intellectuals working for the world were murdered. Huh? On May 2, 1919, the Iron Gates opened. By the dirty history written by fascism all over the world, they beat a thinker to death. They lynched him with rifle butts and kicks. "Filthy communist, I will kill you!" rose from the square to the sky. And Landauer, the anarchist thinker, with all his might said, "Go on, kill me, show your manhood." Those who killed him were the vanguard of the Nazis who would bring about the destruction of Germany. Before talking about Landauer, it's necessary to briefly mention an ideology that may seem distant to many of you. Anarchism is not only a political ideology, it's also a philosophical approach, a way of thinking and a way of life. Anarchism is against all mechanism and apparatuses that oppress, humiliate, ignore, exploit, and murder us. It's against relationships pumped into our minds by the state mechanism, the apparatus of the capitalist system. It's against male domination, homophobia, militarism, ageism, ableism, so on. In short, it is the struggle to establish all authority and create a just, free, and equal world instead. According to anarchism, the enemy of humanity is the state which concentrates power at the center and leaves the people under the rule of a minority group. For Gustav Landauer, one of the many thinkers of anarchist philosophy, there is a spirit that holds people together and is formed by the natural relations of human beings. It's possible to liberate this spirit through communal associations. The soul gives life its meaning and sanctity. The spirit treats the present with joy, power, and pleasure. It infiltrates life. For him, wherever there is a spirit, there is a community of people living in beautiful relationships with each other. Wherever there is soulness, there is the state. The state is against this spirit. Anarchism assumes the absence of sovereignty, of hierarchy, of coercive institutions. It is not equal to terrorism and is never the same as egoistic individualism. Landauer had problems with his family in his youth. He left institutional education at a young age. He befriended the Tolstoyan anarchist Benedict Franz Länder. He moved to Berlin after 1900s. His ideas on social transformation moved closer to those of Proudhon and Tolstoy, who advocated the spirit of cooperative initiatives and passive resistance instead of violence. World War I interrupted his attempts to establish cooperatives and free schools due to the ambitions of fascist rulers and the bourgeoisie. During the war, he worked to spread anti-militarist and anti-war ideas. In the years before the First World War, he continued to develop his non-violent revolutionary ideology. He established relations with anti-war liberation thinkers such as Ernst Bloch, Walter Benjamin, and Martin Buber. In 1919, during the German Revolution, he briefly served as commissioner for enlightenment and public administration of the Bavarian Soviet Republic. We will make a video about the Bavarian Soviet Republic later. Free workers' councils were established in Munich. Landauer was directly involved in the workers' councils. Proto-Nazi German nationalists destroyed the Bavarian Communist Republic. The fascists captured Landauer. Paying particular attention to Friedrich Nietzsche, Landauer was skeptical of uncontrolled individualism. He was against glorifying the idea of the uncontrolled individual, which could lead to the neglect of solidarity. For him, the spirit of community was dying because of this individualism. Landauer believed that social change could not be achieved solely through state or economic apparatus control. Relations between individuals and groups had to be changed, and the state was infiltrating these relationships. Anarchism was not possible without a revolution in interpersonal relations. The state, he said, was a form of relationship. As a form of relationship and relationship between people, the state was an attitude, a mode of behavior. Gustav Landauer's Anarchism is a social and cooperative organization based on a voluntary contract and equal relations. Landauer fought against the regime of the single person or family in the framework of anarchist ideas. The bourgeois parliament was also a corporate tyranny machine. He was absolutely against centralization. He envisioned a totality of communities made up of communes. For him, the state was corrupting human culture and relations with the forms of relations it imposed. It prevented free and natural associations by spreading a myth called nation. The state was slaughtering people's souls and selves with an artificial myth called nation. Relationships and natural associations between people were destroyed by nationalism. Nationalism fostered hatred of others. Nationalism was an obstacle to seeing the failures of the state. According to Landauer, by pumping the myth of the nation, the state determined people's attitudes towards life, each other and the world. State organizations are one of the main reasons why people set boundaries between themselves and others. It isn't easy to fully describe Landauer in this short video. You can find his ideas in his books Die Revolution, The Revolution, and Aufruf zum Sozialismus, The Call to Socialism. Regarding the call for socialism, it must be said that Landauer never believed that a state or a communist party could bring socialism. For him, socialism can be established through free workers' councils and new forms of communal life. These ideas may seem foreign and crazy to us because they are not reflected by schools and the media. However, the philosophy and political practice of anarchism should not be underestimated. Some people underestimate it because the school is pumping familiar ideas. Some ideas are removed from life. The alternative is not considered. Anarchism has a great philosophy and literature. Landauer is a very important thinker of the future of humanity. Thank you very much for watching.
I'm gonna set your place on fire.